That's right, and it's right here on Robinson Street, end of Robinson Street, near the cross of Temple. You can see LA City firefighters arriving here on scene. Their truck just pulling up to this cul-de-sac. Those firefighters jumping into action so quickly. All those guys and gals trained so well. They know their jobs inside and out. That one is hooking up to a hydrant that runs the water to that truck, and then another firefighters pulling lines already and going inside this structure. Now, this is a derelict home out here. There seem to be a couple of them. Could they have some homeless folks living in there? There's always that possibility. Now, these firefighters actually making an attack into that house. You can see that one firefighter checking that attic area, probably pulling some roof tiles or ceilings right there. But this first room right here, very well involved in fire. A lot of fire showing right now. There's a house next door. You see some folks right there running in and out of it. Now, I believe that this is a house under renovation, and these are the people that live there. They've been grabbing items, bringing them out to their cars, probably just playing it safe. That would probably be the best bet that I'm thinking right there, just in case those flames start really getting too close to that house next door. Now, LA City Fire Department, these guys are trained professionals. They're going to make sure that there is structure protection, but you see on these older homes how close they are, and that was always a problem back in the day, and you can actually see right there some of that heat starting to come off of that house next door. Now, LA City Fire Department, they are aware of this. They're going to make sure that that house is safe. This one right now, they're going to work on those flames. Also want to make sure nobody's inside of it. Whoa, you can see some of those hose lines actually shooting water through the ceiling right now. That shows you that those firefighters actually inside that house attacking that bulk of fire. This is a very active scene right now, and again, no injuries. Hopefully it stays like that. LA City Fire Department here on scene in the Westlake area.
Stu, do you know what time the original fire call came in?
You know what? I don't, and I wouldn't be surprised if our assignment desk, I think it's Freddie this morning. Actually, I know it's Freddie this morning, and it was the one that made the 911 call. My pilot, Chris, as we were doing traffic this morning, they actually said, Stu, we got a little bit of a fire, and that's the reason why we stopped here on the 101. And so I would venture to say that he was one of the first people to call. We did do a couple of traffic hits, but that fire was well involved even before the fire department got here.
And then how many houses are in that area on that block? 'Cause it's a residential community, right?
Yeah, it's a residential community, Melvin, and you know, it's kind of interesting. When we first pulled up, that's the first thing we looked at. You know, is there somebody living in it? Is it abandoned? That house definitely seems to be abandoned. The one next door as well. You can see a lot of stuff strewn about. And in the back, you know, there's a lot of these areas. They'll tear down the older homes and then build these newer apartments.
Wow,
I figure that is what's going on there. But again, that doesn't mean that there wasn't anybody inside. We're still keeping an ear on it. Hopefully there are no injuries.
I wonder if they had plans, the city had plans to tear those homes down, because they do have, like, it looks like construction fencing around the homes, and then everything's boarded up as well.
Yeah, definitely. That I would venture to say that's exactly what was going on here. They're probably going to clear that lot and then build new homes there. But right now, fire department doing great work out there. You can see a lot less of that open flame. Firefighters still being very aggressive, and that fire could be up in that attic. That's what these guys are doing up here on that rooftop. And you know, I always watch these guys, and you got to think they're up there on that slanted roof with it, wielding that chainsaw around, cutting into those roofs. I am always amazed at how well and how trained these guys are. And you know, just the fact that they do this so nonchalantly, it is just amazing to watch. What they're doing right there actually is cutting holes in the roof to ventilate the heat, and also to see if there's actual fire in the attic and get that fire out as well.
And also how many of these cases they're able to contain the fire to just one area, because that's the thing I know with these fires is the embers and how quickly the embers can travel, and then, you know, next thing you know, there's other structures that are on fire as well.
You know, Melvin, we have seen that, especially when we have those Santa Anas. You know, it's not just the brush fires, it's the structure fires as well, and it's a really good point. Luckily, this morning, that smoke, look at that, there's very, very little wind out here. That smoke almost going straight up, so that's probably not going to be an issue, but you can see how quickly it was. There was a huge fire in that front room right there. LA City Fire Department arrived out here. Their guys went to work, and I would say a matter of minutes, the bulk of that fire knocked down.
Yeah, I'm getting real uneasy about how close that home is right next door. So not only do the firefighters have to worry about extinguishing this fire, this, you know, blaze on that home, but then also making sure the home next door is secure, and it's so close to it.
Yeah, the LA City Fire Department, they are the ones, they know this stuff so well, and believe me, that was something they talked about when the first engines arrived. They were making sure the structure next door was going to be safe.
Well, hopefully nobody is in that home. All right. Thank you, Stu, for the update and for the coverage on that. And we'll keep you posted as, we learn more about what's going on right now. Thank you, Stu.